This one is called the pants. Take 8.
Yoga! Woo!
Welcome to Funniest Thing with Darrell and Ed, the best-looking guys on the radio.
All right.
It's true. Well, no, but we're not the best looking guys on YouTube.
We got it going when we're on the radio, man.
Today,
It's a manly episode. Well,
it's not really manly because we got letters from female fans and viewers.
what do you call that, though? It's like a powerful, loving
powerful.
episode. It's powerful is what it is.
Yes. It's massive,
Yes.
decisive.
Yes. It's incredible is what it
Well,
is.
it's actually none of those things because today's episode is really titled
How sweet it is. And it's all about how sweet life really is. We get in our heads and think we're lacking things, or whether for me it was health recently, Darrell had something, or with the doctor's appointment.
Yes.
One of our fans wrote in about her business, and we're going to read that letter. That's kind of what inspired us to kick this whole thing off.
and so it is.
Yes, but what we believe and what we practice and what we read about is that it is already everything we really desire and need. It's amazingly better than we can even imagine.
Yes, because we were originally going to title the show "Open Your Eyes for a Big Surprise."
Or Jesus says, "You better recognize."
But anyway,
Yes.
it's because, like Ed was saying, that because I was telling Ed, I was waking up going, do you have to wake up every morning with half of your mind going, oh, I don't want to do this morning. When can I just enjoy life without having to reach for it?
I hear you.
But then Ed reminded me, well, wait a minute. Life already is good. We just have to let go of those struggling thoughts.
Yes.
That I got to dig into my morning routine. No. I'm just cracking open the book of my morning routine to start reading. And then I'm reconnecting. Once again, I'm lining up again with the positive flow of life that already is in our favor.
Yeah, the morning routine is actually like
Jumping in the boat.
Exactly, and it's like a way of saying to the voice in Ed's head or Darrell's head, "No, Darrell, no, Ed, you don't have to struggle. That's why we sit down to remember that we don't have to struggle."
I'm going to think of it like jumping on a jet ski or on a surfboard instead of, it's my morning routine.
Oh yeah, we just did an episode about how joy is, how important it is, and we were going to do that reading about how Emmett Fox talks about don't approach your prayer life like it's some work or some duty when you meet with God. And even our friends at the Daughters of St. Paul, when they go in and they do something called Eucharistic adoration, which a lot of people call it that, where they sit at the tabernacle and the Eucharist is in the front and they sit for an hour a day.
Like this idea that I'm going in there to show that I'm worshiping you.
Right. But to kind of put a different light on it, the founder of the Daughters of St. Paul, and I'm forgetting his name at the moment.
I want to say Alberione, but we'll put his proper name right here.
Yeah. I think you're on to something, though. But he called it the meeting, the daily
Visitation.
meeting, daily visit.
The
daily visit.
The daily
That's what
visit.
it was. A daily visit. And that's exactly, I mean, it's a visit with joy.
Well, and I like, because the sister that shared that with us said, I like that it's called a visit because it's not just me adoring the Lord. Like she even said it like this coming from this like low place.
Right.
Instead, she said, no, he meant the way our founder, the priest, a visit as I'm going in there to visit a friend. And I'm looking at him and sharing with him, and he's looking at me and giving to me also.
And that's what Pope Francis wrote about recently. My mother was reading something about that as well. He said the same thing. And when he goes to sit there, he lets God see him. And that's what I was thinking. It's like we're going in, whatever those things are we desire, it's like we're going into our vault where all of our riches are.
Yes.
And letting it shine upon us. And the more it shines upon us, the more it enters into our experience.
This is exciting because it goes along with our topic, which is just
ahead.
Appreciate all the riches we have. Sometimes I'll just think of myself when I'm doing my meditation because the tendency is to struggle to think I got to kick my meditation in. And I'll just go, I don't have to do the work. God's doing the work. And then I just imagine God loving me. And then I imagine me sending love to people that I know, and that really gets it moving.
Yeah, because you know what it's like? I go in first, I connect with God, I connect with life, with Source, and like you said, the same thing. And then it's like God starts looking through me, and Source starts looking through me at the world, and I start to see things the way God sees things, and everything that I thought I needed or was bothering me turns into, whoop, it's all gone. All of a sudden, gratitude naturally fills into my heart, and so it's like, yeah, that's amazing.
And that's when we go, how sweet it is!
How sweet it is! And part of the one of the readings I picked up, I was sitting in middle school studios in the green room waiting to go on, and from The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, there's a quick little reading here. All of our readings are at goodreads.com. That's www.goodreads.com/Darrell and Ed.
That's right.
And this is called Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. And on page 290, at least in this version, it says, this great affirmation. Everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the most boundless experience of joy is mine now. Everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the most boundless experience of joy is mine now. That's a really, really, really good one. Should we read the Havelka and then do those two other readings?
Because what about our breaths?
Oh.
We got a good one.
Should we do the breaths?
Yes!
I'm so excited to read
Because
Stephanie
we really
Havelka's.
want everyone to get grounded, and they could practice breaths at home.
Okay, here we go.
So you could follow along.
All right, so loosen up for this one because you really got to let it rip. Should we let it rip with the breaths or give them an intro?
No, let's just do it.
Okay, let's take a breath.
They could rewind the YouTube video.
All right, I'll go first. Here we go. First, we'll take one clearing breath as always. I give up the fight, and life is dy-no-mite. Woo!
I give up the fight, and life is dy-no-mite.
I give up the fight, and life is dy-no-mite. Can I read the
yes, we got to let
now?
this episode. We weren't going to do a YouTube episode today, but just just before this episode, we got a message from a fan, Stephanie Helveka, who's the
founder and innovator
of Sportkini.
Yeah, you can go to sportkini.com, correct?
That's right, sportkini.com.
It's a fantastic swimsuit that she has designed for athletes and
comfortable.
Darrell and I, like when we're really getting into the show, we don't want anything to fall out. So we
wear
slip into our Sportkini under our funniest thing uniforms, and we always feel secure. And she said this to us today. I wanted to share this. Today, I did a little writing drawing in my journal book. I set an intention to shift my business vibration from scared, fear, judgment about me, judgment about other companies, judgment about where I am or where I think I should be, rationalizing, hopeless, overwhelmed, confusion, and frustration to dynamic, innovative, open, enthusiastic, creative, fun, love, adventure, forward, flowing, inspiring, renegade in my industry, magnet for good, organic promotion, flying high with positive good energy, alive, viral, global, expanded. Wow, I feel good just reading that.
Yeah.
Wow, I have decided to read these words every day. And funniest thing, as I was in the coffee shop writing this out, 3 older retired businessmen struck up a conversation with me because they saw my beautiful, colorful journal, pens, and sketching. They immediately, once they found out I own my own company, said they love entrepreneurs and would be available for me if I ever needed a cheering squad, and to be sure I stop in at their table anytime I'm at the coffee shop. An immediate response to my intention to open myself up to shifting. Wow.
Well, because it really is that, it's like...
Wow is right.
It's not even much of... If you think about it, you can call it a shift because it's a shift of our thinking.
Yes.
But all it is I'm letting go of things, because all those other thoughts when I'm comparing myself,
Yes.
it's all constricting. So I can't see. My focus is small.
Yes.
And I start to think, well, this is my reality, and I got to break on through it.
Yeah.
You know, I got to call up a coach
Right.
or somebody and really work to get out of this.
Yeah.
But really, all I need to do is give up the fight, the conflict in my mind.
Right.
Holding on to these thoughts is true. Because once I do that and just start affirming the truth, like one of our readings says,
Yes.
realigning with what's true, which is all these positive things,
Yes.
the positive flow of life, then all of a sudden I'm back in the stream, and that's where we get to the funniest thing. You're not going to believe it.
Yes.
Should I tell that story now before we do our readings?
Well, let me just say that one of the things that I do too to help the process, and like what Stephanie did, she chose these sort of, and when Darrell uses this word a lot, general qualities of what she wanted to shift into, because they're unconditional. They're not based on anything that has to happen outside.
Right.
It's an inward decision. So I make lists of what do I desire more of: joy, laughter, fun, being surrounded by supportive, aligned people. Those type of, like what she did. She didn't say, I want to meet with 3 business people who will help me along my way. No, she's made some qualities that were more general, and whoop, it came right in, because we got to remember the desires that we hold in our heart, they were put there by the very God that's going to provide them. They weren't, this isn't, because I get these like really inspiring ideas with music and with projects, and sometimes I think, why did I even come up with this stuff? But the truth is, I didn't come up with this stuff. It came up through me. Right?
Follow your dream. It knows where it's going.
Yeah. And so now Darrell was going to share that. Wait. Follow your dream. It knows where it's going. I don't want to let that pass because I never heard that before.
That's a good one, because whenever I tell it to myself, then it takes the stress of making my dream happen.
Yes.
That shuts off the hose of the flow of the loving, direction I'm gonna get.
Yes.
And don't say no to absurd hunches.
That's right.
Because they'll take you. They're shortcuts to your success.
Right.
They may seem like no, that's not where I want to go.
Right.
Like my doorman job in New York turned out to me working in the film industry in Hawaii, and I almost said, no, I'm better than a minimum wage doorman. But I've just learned so much. Just surrender.
Yeah.
God knows the way. I already knew what my dream was, the joyful creating and the thoughts I had to create more of what I loved. So then it's just go along for the ride.
And a lot of times those hunches come in easy.
Yes.
So like sometimes like the first feeling I'm talking about is like easy, and just it's easy to say yes. I'm not, because sometimes the resistance will come up. But that first feeling is one that, that would be really easy for me to do.
And there's one other thing I want to let people know that both Ed and I experience. Sometimes Ed will pop a song out in 3 seconds in the shower.
Yes.
Or I'll just sketch something in my, a cartoon in my little sketchbook.
Yes.
And it came so easy, and it looks really good. But then my mind will go, that came too easy. Real artists, I'm going to have to redo this. When really, no. That was because in that moment, I was really letting go.
Yes.
And that actually was perfect just the way it was.
Yes.
Sometimes Ed's reminded me in the past, no, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Because I got to remember, no, that came easy means that's good.
The very songs that are our theme songs for this show that you hear, this one is called The Pants. All that stuff is exactly, those are just me putting stuff out, and then I had it. And
without judging it.
Yeah, without judging it. I just created it because I loved creating it. And I didn't know that it was going to... We didn't even know that... I didn't know there's a radio show even on the horizon at that point. But it ended up being the songs for all... Like, those songs turned into the music for our show.
That's another thing. If you do something, don't discount it. You may not know what it's for until later. So
it's okay to love it and put it aside.
Yes.
And then leave it there. Until it calls out again or whatever.
Or you'll accidentally come across it, and then you'll be, holy shit, this is perfect.
Yes.
Can I say that word on YouTube?
On YouTube, baby. So you want to tell your story? It's a really good story.
Short but powerful.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, I go to the dermatologist because all my time in Hawaii, I'm paying for it, and some spots on my my thick hair to
Yeah,
hair.
you were a tan dude. I just saw a picture.
Yep, I was tan at one time. But
Very tan.
So anyway, now I have to avoid the sun like a vampire. But
See, I only know the vampire avoiding the sun Fazaro, so I
Yes.
didn't know he was so tan.
But my wife noticed something on in my face that didn't look good, and she said, "You got to get that checked." So part of me goes, "Oh no, I got to call." She goes, "Call the dermatologist right away." And this is a Saturday.
Yes.
So already the thing is, "Oh no, I got to wait till Monday. I hope it's not anything." And the whole time I just did the sane, sober side of me said, "Let it go. When Monday comes, don't worry about it. When Monday comes, you'll make a phone call."
Mm-hmm.
But what about the numbers? Are you going to know the extension? Is the doctor going to pick up? Wah, wah, wah. Ed came over. We did some things. I forget what for the show or something.
Yep.
And then we went for a hike.
Yep.
And we were having a good time on the hike. But during the hike, I kept thinking, like occasionally fear, well, I got to make sure I handle this on Monday. But I would just keep going, no, God will take care of it. Yeah. I just kept casting it over
Throw
the
the
fence.
crap over the fence.
And I felt so relieved of it. By the time we got back, it wasn't even a thought in my mind.
This was amazing.
Yes.
I was there.
He was here. He saw it.
In fact, I was running past you because I had to get to the bathroom.
That's
very
right,
quick.
because we ate some fruit.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Some rather unripe fruit.
so fresh fruit. Too fresh.
2 bags.
So we get home, and I get to my house, and the mail had come since we were out. I pick it up, and unbelievable, there's this notice, right, from my doctor. I kid you not. It says, "Please call us at," and it gives the phone number and extension to make an appointment for dermatology.
Incredible.
Your healthcare providers requested that you make an appointment with us. So I ended up getting the phone number, the extension. They're expecting, like, they want me to come in.
incredible. Yes.
Everything's in divine order. I called them first thing this morning, and I have my appointment for next Tuesday.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
But isn't it amazing? It's like we were going to say, before we have asked, God's already answered.
Yes.
And these type of things happen all the time.
They really do. And they really bring out, wow, this works feeling, which is the best feeling in the world. There's a quick reading from Secrets by Francis Wilshire, which is a good little pamphlet we got.
It's worth this thing is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah,
it's only about, what, 20 pages? And
Yeah.
it is just potent stuff.
It was written in 1941. And again, it's on our goodreads.com/Darrell and Ed list. And it says, let's see here. If you give thanks for your desire before you receive it, it proves that you believe you have already received it. This is faith or mental acceptance. Now, the best thing, again, the whole idea of staying general, because sometimes we're so focused on what we think we want, it becomes almost like an overly urgent need. And really, Abraham talks about, Abraham-Hicks, those people talk about it a lot. What we really start focusing on is not having it, and then we ask from that. So it's just going general and realizing, I am grateful for my life.
Yeah.
I am grateful for
Yes.
my clothing, for my feet, for this YouTube, for everyone out there who's listening.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, the big one that God knows we already want, boom, it comes in, because that's why it's weighing on us so much, is because it's trying to get in.
Because when I'm focusing on, boy, I sure wish I get this job I want. I am looking through this tiny little thing, and God has bigger things for me. It's better. And then what happens is this thing becomes the idol. This job, I gotta have it. And I think that's good. But really what I always want is to feel happy, to feel cared for, to feel approved of. And I could get that when I remind myself that I already have that.
Right. And a few days ago, I was at the end of my 2-week vacation as a teacher. And I was going to say, when I restrict too much, something comes along to wake me up, to let me know. Because 4 days before I went back to work to teach for the district, I got a flu. This is me. I didn't know this was me, but this was me. And but I said to myself, because we were practicing this stuff, I was like, this flu doesn't exist in God's mind. Because part of me wanted, I'm down for at least a week, 2 weeks, man. I heard other people telling their story.
7 day go, young man.
Yeah, but I just kind of went general. I knew I've been practicing enough that part of me, a deeper part of me knew this doesn't exist in God. It's not necessary. I don't have to, there's no length of time that I have to be down for. And then for a moment that felt really good, but then I went to a more general version, which was, well, maybe God has a different plan for this, another ending in mind, rather than the 1 to 2 week thing. Mind you, this was only 4 days ago or something.
Think of what you want, not worry.
Yeah,
Stop worrying about what I don't want, and start focusing on what I want.
Precisely. Because that's the one thing I kept doing was, when I would feel bad, I would notice my mind was dwelling on things that were really negative. And it was dwelling on more sickness. It was dwelling on just like memories were coming up. So what I'd do is I'd get up, I'd read something positive, I'd meditate.
Yes.
As soon as I got to that point where I really remembered that I'm in God's hands, all the pain would leave my body.
To go down. The
fever would leave me, and I would feel just like heaven on earth. And it just became more and more clear that, and also during that time, I started seeing, all these little thoughts that I'd been holding on to that had been bothering me, but I hadn't really been addressing them. They were all coming up, like, to be clear. And it was like, but every time I did that, all the pain, I mean, I was in like, that feverish pain, but once I'd hit that one point in the meditation, sometimes like with chills, it was not easy to get up out of bed and go to the sofa, and I would wrap myself in blankets, but I'm just saying.
But you do it anyway.
I did it anyway because I put my faith
injury
in the mental part.
Yes.
And I let go, and it was amazing. All the pain, and then I'd be able to sleep.
Yes.
And then this was only like 3 or 4 days ago, tops, And it doing that process. And the other thing that worked too is, like you just said, I intentionally would shift into, what would it be like if I was surfing a really good wave?
Yeah.
I don't want to think about that. I don't care. I'm just going to let that thought come to me. I'm not going to force it. And then I got these feelings of surfing a really good wave. And then I got this feelings of, I can't wait to be feeling so good and doing the show again. And I would let those thoughts come back in, because in the past when I was sick, it was like, nope, not thinking about anything good until this passes.
Because I deserve to suffer.
Yeah, but man, by doing those things, like you said, focusing on what I want and what I desire, my well-being and my energy would start to flow, and all the pain would leave my body.
Well, because all you're doing is recognizing what's real.
Yes.
And one other tip I just want to give before I read that.
Yeah.
Because I would suffer from terrible bouts of an arthritis that's so painful, it's debilitating.
Right.
So what I would do in my meditation was imagine like a heavenly doctor.
Yes.
Giving me a shot of something relieving the pain in that area. Like, and I could feel it going in. But like a healing,
Yes.
Like, and then I start thinking pleasant thoughts, and I go off in this dream, and it would dissipate. And then I'd sleep for a few more hours. Then if it came up, instead of going, it's back, because that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But why is it? I would just do it again.
Oh, it's amazing.
And it works. It really does.
It is amazing. I was doing this guided meditation that I got from Abraham-Hicks, and I would just follow along, because that was another thing. Find a simple guided meditation. With that uPray app from Silent Unity, where you can that's another thing.
It's free.
Type in prayers, and they'll pray for you if you're not feeling well. And there's also some affirmations and guided meditations on there. Like, I would do that, and when I would just follow the guided meditation, man, I would go into this most heavenly space again. All pain, all gone, and then
reset. It's like a quantum leap, like you've said before.
Yeah.
Because now my consciousness is elevated to such a higher place. Now the healing's taking place at a rapid, much more.
Yes.
I'm trying to say, it's working. It's more in alignment. I'm more in alignment with the natural flow of health.
Yeah, because
when I'm up here,
because the sickness doesn't even exist up here.
No, but then when I come down and start being depressed about my illness, the pain starts to rise again.
Yes.
What do you really want? Do I really want to stay sick? Then no, I can stop complaining about being sick.
That's right. And the daily word from today, which if you want to subscribe to the Daily Word, you can go to www.dailyword.com. You can find all your options there.
You can get it as an app. You can get it online. You could read it for free
at dailyword.com.
Or you could get the paper version that Ed and I like.
You can get the large print version that I get.
Yeah, and if you can get it all, it comes out to only about 3 cents a day.
And what do you always say about that?
If you're not worth 3 cents a day, there's nothing we can do to help you.
So anyway, today's was called free. The word of the day was free, the daily word. And the affirmation said, free from limiting beliefs, I enjoy a new perspective of life. And I'm going to jump around a little. It says, I replace limiting thoughts with statements of truth.
That's what we talked about. These are statements of truth. That's why affirmations, I just want to say, some people think, oh, you're going to do affirmations? That's just Pollyanna crap. When you convince yourself that it's true? No. Affirmations feel good because I'm affirming what's true, and I'm getting back in line with that.
Yes, and they're not conditionally true based on what's going on. They're unconditionally true because they tap into the truth and the true nature of God and the universe.
In spite of what's going on, and then sure enough, what's going on starts to coincide with the truth again.
Right, like Stephanie and Velka made unconditionally true qualities about the experience she wanted to have, and that allowed the conditions to match.
And I kept saying that, don't worry, the thing with the dermatologist will go fine, and boom.
Yep. And she
delivered.
And then the daily word gives an affirmation, which is, I am worthy of all the riches of the kingdom. God is my source, and I have unlimited potential. Then it ends with, untethered from false beliefs, I gain a wider outlook of all that is. Free and unlimited, I soar to new heights.
Nothing is too good to be true.
Nothing is too good to be true. Should we read that last thing that you sent me?
Yeah, we're going to end with a great one from Hicks. And I might as well say it now while you're filling that up. Check out, this is a radio show, Funniest Thing with Darrell and Ed on Unity Online Radio. If you're just tuning into this YouTube episode.
Yeah, that's at www.unity.fm.
That's right. And you could check us out on Facebook at our Facebook page, Funniest Thing with Darrell and Ed.
Yes.
Our Twitter feed is Darrell and Ed.
Yep.
And
what else?
That's all, folks.
All right. How sweet it is.
Yeah, dy-no-mite.
So this comes from there's a daily quote that comes from Abraham-Hicks.com. They put out these positive kind of quotes you can get in your email box, and it says, the fastest way to bring more wonderful examples of abundance into your personal experience is to take constant notice of the wonderful things that are already here. The abundance that you allow is always a perfect match to your expectation.
Yes, we get more of what we dwell on. And this is a good case for the gratitude list. Because if you're like anyone new to a gratitude list and you're not feeling good and you're in a lot of pain or you're very depressed, we both understand the last thing you want to do is a gratitude list. And you'll probably think to yourself, screw Darrell, and I'm not doing a gratitude list. That's not going to help. I've said that to people who've suggested it to me. I still think it when I'm in emotional pain. But every time I start with my gratitude list, it transforms how I feel. It gets me back in a line with the truth.
And we said it earlier, we were talking with each other, it's to get into a place of joyful expectancy, where you're joyfully expecting whatever life is going to bring. You just have a sense inside you know it's going to be good. And that always... Man, the good stuff always shows up.
Yes, it is. So I guess it's time to say goodbye.
I think it is for today, my friends.
Thank you for joining Funniest Thing with Darrell and Ed.
Darrell and Ed love you.
Yes, we do.
Your message from
Thank you for listening to The Funniest Thing with Darrell and Ed. Listen in every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central as these unlikely saints share more real-life stories of how surrendering to divine order always leads to better-than-expected outcomes. This program has been made possible by God through automated monthly transfers from Darrell and Ed's credit cards.